Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. We're going to get started with our week in the life. I've been working on gathering all of my stuff, and if you want to see what all I was using, you can check out my Allie Edwards week in the life unboxing. This is the album I'm using this year. It's a 6x8. Love the black and white graphic, and then it's just got gold polka dots on the inside. So today I'm just going to work on a couple of pages, and it's going to be for the beginning and ending of my album. So all of my pages in between I have put in here. As you can see, it's quite chunky, but it's got all the different things. I've done journaling and stuff, and I've got everything page by page. So all I have to do is grab that specific day's worth of pages and work on them. So I've got all those together, but that would be quite a long video. So I'm going to divide this up into multiple videos. So this is going to be my intro page when you first look in my album. So I'm only going to do a couple of things with this. And basically what I want to do is put this on the outside, this chipboard that says A Week in the Life. So we're going to slide that in there. I've already put some red line tape on the back because this is going to be on the outside of the page protector. So I want to get my tweezers here. Try and center this up a bit. It's going to go right in between these. And that is done. So I'm going to put the week right here. And I'm debating on whether to find, because I could do a date stamp and date stamp twice, but there's not a whole lot of room to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is just handwrite it. So I will think about that a little bit and come back to that, even if it's another day. And I really love this quote card, "Life isn't a matter of milestones, but of moments," by Rose Kennedy. I think that really gives a good setting for my album. So on the back, we got another quote card, a picture of me. And spoiler alert, this is from Sunday. And I used one of my photos that day as an intro photo. I've typed out my reason why, and we are just going to put that right on here. Let's make sure. Okay. This is on sticker paper, Matco sticker paper, MACO, as you can see right here. But just in case you can't, let's see if I can get this other side started here. There we go. So what I like to do is just burnish it down. I will tell you this, I have an inkjet printer, an Epson 15000, an EcoTank. And I like to print my stuff on my sticker paper that I'm going to use at least a day in advance. Because I have found if I use it right away, when I use this, it can scrape it a little bit. But after it sets, it's fine. Or I could just use it that day and wait till another day to actually burnish it down to get any Well, you get any bubbles out, and you also make sure that it's adhered good. And I am just going to use a little bit of adhesive here. And of course it moves, right? Yeah, it doesn't want to get... I always have the hardest time. I can line it up, but then when I go to do adhesive, I can't get it back lined up again. Okay. I'm just going to use a little bit of adhesive to back these so that they'll stay in place. And same thing with this one. I know, see, some people don't do it. Some people do it. I like to do it with some things. Other times, especially if the pockets are really tight, I don't worry about it. And page one's done. Easy peasy. Now this one was the die cut page. You punched out the circles. But I am going to move this out of my way. The only thing is, I had to figure out how I'm going to do the back. I could have let put string and had my pictures and things dangle, but then really you need to have something on the back. Plus, my album seems to be getting very chunky very quickly. So, what I'm going to do instead is I just got a scrap of Paige Evans paper. It is like from Joann's, but it's the loose paper, so it's thinner, which works fine on the back of this, and the fact that it's white on the back. So, what we are going to do is I've already got some double-sided tape along the edges. So I'm just going to do this right down the center so that, which way? Doesn't really matter which way, but which way do I like it better, right? And this way, as I do this, we can adjust it. Come here. See? It always moves on me. There we go. So now I'm just going to sit here and pull the double-sided tape backing off. I'm just going to fold that over just so it's started. Started. There we go. There's the back. Let me get rid of those pieces. And I need to punch the holes. So I'm using the We Are Memory Keepers hole punch. And these holes are pretty small. They're not the average size. Let's see which size it is. Yep, that one. only thing I hate about punches, to do these holes, no matter which ones I have, they love to get stuck in there, and then you have to dig them out. That's why you'll see me turning it, trying to get the little chad, so to speak, out of it. And all right, so this was my thought. Thought I'd put that there, a piece of vellum, picture of me, my little dog. I have a little mini dachshund. Thought I'd put that from, I think that's from the Me and You mini kit. Not sure. And I would put my two cats. And that would be my intro page. So, don't like using the ATG for the vellum, so we're just going to do this. See if that works out. Yeah, that works pretty good. Whoop! Turned that a little too quick, didn't I? And since we're using this, we'll just go ahead and finish. I wasn't able to really start my album right away after the Week in the Life documenting week, because I have so many things going on. And I ended up also, every year in May, I have a conference to go to. It's not the only one I have to go to, but it's the only one in May, usually. Sometimes the end of April I got one too, or beginning of April, depends. But I have several work conferences I have to go to. And then having to, oh, not to mention Mother's Day, which my conference, I have to leave on Mother's Day for my conference every year. This year, I didn't go. I usually like to get there early enough to check in and stuff, and check into the conference part, and still have my evening. But this year I met my son and family at Epcot for Mother's Day, and he surprised me by buying we have annual passes, but my daughter doesn't, and he surprised me by buying her a ticket and having her there. So we spent the whole day at Epcot. All right, I think that's pretty good. Simple, easy. So I have to go to this conference every year. So then once I got back, catching up on work from being gone a week, and then I started, getting my pictures and getting them printed and all this, and, which ones I want to use. That took a while in between working, because I work a lot. So, with this I could leave this plain, but what I decided to do was use these stamp sets. So what I did was I stamped the rainbow and put the words on it. So I thought that would be kind of cute on the back. A little busy, but I'm okay with it. Because I think it's still, because this is more muted colors. And so this stands out with these brighter colors. And this did not come out as well as I wanted it to. So this was a stamp set from this year's Week in the Life called Rainbows and Icons. And you'll see how I started doing my stamp sets so I would know different things about the stamp set. So I like to get the sleeves, and then I just print labels and I say what the brand is or what it's for, the name of the stamp, or anything that helps me. So this was actually from One Little Word this year. So, but I thought it kind of lends itself to Week in the Life also. I used this label from One Little Word last year. This one right here. And then I used this circle Real Life from last year's Week in the Life. So trying to use my stamps and do a better job at that. I love getting stamps, and then I find myself not using them as much as I really should. So when I was looking, going, okay, what can I use? What can I do to make this a little bit better? Or do I even want to? And I thought, yeah, my stamps. I think that's pretty even. And I used Ali Edwards inks on these. So I used the, let's see, the red was Redwoods. The orange was Tillamook. Make sure I get the lids back on there good. The yellow was Honeyman. Then this is not black. It's a deep blue, which was Deschutes, I think is how you pronounce it. Not sure. And this looks reddish purple, but it is a purple, and it's Oregon Pinot. And of course, I always like, whenever I'm doing stamping with words and stuff, I always like to use my VersaFine pigment ink in black because it's great with the fine details. So I was just trying to, all right, you come off, you know, match the colors a little bit from the kit. But I just used some scraps for the paper that I printed it on. And so I don't know what each one of these scraps were. They might not have been the best to stamp on. But hey, using up my stuff, right? I could have not put the words on there. That would have worked too. Okay. And that'll work fine. Not the best in the world, but hey, can't like everything. So the only thing also I wanted to do was, since this is the intro, I wanted to break it up a little bit before you go into the first day. So I actually had the digital version of the album cover and printed it on some vellum. So I'm not going to do anything to that except for punch the holes in it, which I can do later. So this is for the back of the album, and I'm going to use the Dear You, Love Me. So wrote myself a little quick note, a little letter to myself. on the sticker paper. And I'm just going to put it right there. And it's actually in the font that was used for this, except for it's solid, not varied far as the size, width of the letters. But I was trying to get this done, so I'm okay with that. It is a little harder to read, but again, sometimes having it done is better than trying to get something perfect all the time. For years, I tried to have everything so perfect, and it was hard. It's harder to get things done because you're constantly trying to make it perfect. You weren't. I wasn't getting pages and albums done, you know? Well, the bad thing about sticker paper is getting it started. There we go. Well, there we was anyway. There. Just gonna stick that down. And yep, I got my nail up under that word and it didn't like that too well. But that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that till later. I got some paper to back this so it won't be so plain. One of the things I want to do is, well, yeah, I don't see it, so we're not going to worry about it. Oops. So how many of y'all have got your albums done? Are you done, or you haven't started them yet, or you documenting, they can't even talk straight, another date, another week than what the rest of the community did? Let me know in the comments. Because, you know, you don't have to do it the same time everybody else does. That's for sure. Last year, because of the way my week was, I actually started on Saturday documenting my week versus the Monday that everybody else was starting. I know Amber Dawson on YouTube and Instagram has done it, started it on a weekend before too. Just do what's right for you, you know. Don't have to do it when everybody else does, but it is fun to do it and see what everybody else is doing too. Oh, come on. Didn't get it quite lined up on the edge. Sorry if I go off camera. Sometimes I got to be able to see. These old eyes can't always see everything. You know? So, just going up. Oops. punch these holes. And I do have something for the back of it. Sometimes I like to leave things plain, sometimes I don't. You know, you don't always have to have something on every page. I could have not even backed this and it would have been fine. Okay, so for the back, I have got this butterfly. The one thing that was odd about the kit was this color. There's yellow throughout the kit, but not this deep color. So I had some felt butterflies. They were actually, I think, in a one little word kit or a story kit. I can't remember. But I got extras of these. So they had this yellow, and I thought, nice, I can bring it from the front to the back so it doesn't feel like, you know, that this is the only spot that that color shows up. And so I stamped something else that just says Week in the Life to go under it, which was an older Week in the Life stamp set. But I don't know what year, because that was before I put years, or could have been that it was a little bit older and I got it from the shop. Not sure, but it was these banners here. So, again, using up my stuff, which I'm very happy for. But there's what I was looking for a while ago. I have red line tape, but I don't see where it's at. So let's see if this will hold it. If not, then I'll go back and make sure I got it the right way. Does it matter? I think that's the back. We're just going to put a little bit there, see if it holds it. And if it doesn't, guess what? We'll just get some red line tape out and put it on there. I will tell you this. I know so many people, you see people using different adhesives at different times. One thing I have to say is sometimes you have to realize how adhesives over time will work in the area where you live. I live in Florida. Very, very hot and humid during the summer months. With that being said, I can't get this one off either because it's on this felt and I can't get my finger under it. My nail. So, with that being said, I find certain types of adhesive. So, I rarely use this kind unless it's for certain things. I'm not using that, like putting this stuff there. It won't hold. Over a couple of years, everything starts falling apart. So, kind of know your area, you know. If you don't get the humidity like we do here in Florida, then it might not be an issue for you. But if you do, then you might need to do something different. I've had to fix layouts. Goodness gracious, I cannot get this undone. It just wants to come right back off. All right. We're not going to mess with that then. We are going to have to see where my red line tape is. So, sorry that you're hearing all of my rummaging. But I had it out. Matter of fact, I had several rolls out. And now I don't know where I put them. Oh, there we go. I found some. These were small rolls. There we go. You know what I'm going to do, though? I am not left-handed. Well, I say that, but I am left-handed with some things. Well, fudge. Let's do this. I'm going to measure and I'm going to stick it straight on the paper. I think I'm going to put it like right between these holes here to try and line it up. All right. And this way, the backing will be easier to take off. If I have to, I'll add a little glue later. There we go. And we're going to add this. I would pop this up, but I don't want to add more bulk that I don't really need. This is going to be very simple. I just took some extra pictures, put it on the back. This card's from the kit from this year, but this acetate piece was, I barely used any of them last year, so this is from my stash. We're just going to staple that. Just staple didn't go through very well, but we will live with it. And then all I'm going to do is fill out this card real quick and call it done. So you don't need to sit here and watch me write on camera and talk. So thank you for stopping by my channel, and I will be doing the following days here soon. Since I got most of everything together, I still have to print a couple of cards because I will show you this. So I did what Deneen did on YouTube and Instagram, but this video is actually on Allie Edwards' blog under Week in the Life, and she created these cards to go on the back of other 3x8 cards that came in the kit, if you're not familiar. But I'm waiting on some paper to get in, so I want to show you this. This was printed on regular cardstock. This was printed on presentation paper. Look at the difference in the colors. Nice and bright and pretty. Very muted. So I wasn't able to finish all of these, so I'm just waiting on that, which should be here tomorrow, and I can finish printing those and have them ready in my kit. So thank you for stopping by, and if you have any questions, just post them below. Bye-bye for now.